Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Where did you go? That is a mystery. That is a mystery. Test, test, test. Yep, good. How is Thursday going for people? How is a good day of the week? My opinion. Coolio. So, what are we doing today? I think we'll probably either worked a bit on the left side. Yeah. So maybe the bottom left or the front entrance. Not sure. Hello, Mr. Seal. How are we doing? Good in the Seal land, say. Mhm. How we doing, Dennis? Game art is life. Yeah, buddy. That's it. How are you doing? Fine Thursday. Evening, Leah. How you doing? Are you using a marking menu to change between component selections? I'm holding Alt. Holding Tab. I think. Yeah. Really forgetting how to do. So yeah, object mode, which is 4, and then I'm using 1, 2, 3 for the thingy majigs, the selection modes. Hey, my lecture told you to what? My lecture told me to watch you to help with my honors project. Big fan. Oh, awesome. How you doing, Chelsea? Which university and lecture is that? Marking menu is alive. I use Maya though. Yeah, you can set it in. It's not an add-on. You can. There's certain things, if especially if you come from Maya, that you set them on in here, and it makes life a lot easier. So one is orbit around selection, which is off when you first get Blender, and there's another one in here called enable pie menu on tab or something like that. That's a good one to have on as well. Yeah, yeah. So I'll go into something. I'll be like, okay, object mode, edit mode, 1, 2, 3, object mode, edit mode. I'm at Glasgow Caledonian University in Scotland. Oh, I've never heard of that school before. That's cool. You're studying animation. Awesome. Well, hopefully something helps. I'm not really an animator, but You doing any 3D modeling modules, maybe? Usually, when someone is doing a games program, they're usually from Abate. So it's pretty cool to hear that there's other game schools over there that are doing well. So it's pretty cool to hear. Mainly do 3D environment art materials. So watching you has really helped throughout my course. Yeah, no worries, Chelsea. I'm glad the videos help. That's what they're there for. I'm glad they're helping. I know it's not essential for you modeling the house, but it pains me to see you freeform so much of it. Now it's going to be modular. I mean, the kits are over here. It's just that we're in block out, so you don't necessarily you block out rough and then you grid a line after. But these are 150. This is 150. This is always forget my grid spacing in Blender because I don't have a hotkey to change the grid. But it's going to be modular, so it's just that for blocking out, you'll limit yourself if you just try and model to the grid straight away. Like get the rough stuff in and then align it to the grid. Then you'll be good to go in most cases. And what's my grid on? Always forget where it is. But this is 150, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, yeah, so at the moment we're at 25 spacing. Oh. And see in Unreal, you can just use the bracket keys to go up and down in grid size, which is yeah, we're at 0 to 250. So 1 meter, half a meter, quarter. Good from there. Good evening. Hi, John. How we doing? Yeah, not too bad. Working on the left side of the building today. Just blocking some stuff. Yep. Soon, John, soon. So yeah, I think in April we'll move on to designer and unwrapping. Next few weeks to basically uh, do proportion passes, check things in editor, add some more of the roof elements, the stuff on the bottom as well, in the doorway. Get the camera set up in Unreal. Get some feedback on the block out from people. Say, okay, is there anything here we need to identify? Do a feedback pass and then start doing unwrapping and designer with 1024 per meter as the plan, essentially. I'm a noob at designer, Chelsea. So these streams are like mainly for learning new stuff. So learning Blender and then learning designer, which will be. Oh, if you mean putting every single thing on the grid, yeah, that could be helpful. Not super necessary a lot of the time, but yeah, we could technically have every single thing line up on the grid. But for a lot of this stuff, because it's got pillars in between, it's not really going to matter. So I think our main elements will be on the grid, but the in-between bits, grand scheme of things, for this asset at least. Designer nightmares. Yeah, design is going to be interesting. Design is the main thing, right? Like environment art, usually if you're working on modern day or historical, a lot of the time it is just boxes and stuff, beveled, chamfered, and then the designer materials and the shader work really kind of breaks it up. So that's going to be cool. For show. Lots of slope blurs, Leah, usually. The key to designer is usually get really good reference. Don't try and make something up from your head. People forget about reference all the time. Reference megascans for rough values of roughness and albedo, and then start with the height. At least I understand. Start with the height and move on from there. Most people struggle from what I've seen. Most people struggle with making albedos in designer because of the lighting artists. I already have a good understanding of a lot of material stuff from a rendering point of view. So like albedo ranges and stuff like that. It's just about now knowing which nodes can make nice hyper realistic sort of stuff and building up big shapes to small shapes and that jazz. But yeah, designer will be on that for a while anyway. Once we unwrap it to a TD. Yeah, mixing some Quixel stuff as well, for sure. Like if you're gonna make a stone floor with fallen leaves on, you could make a leaf generator for it, or you could just grab some leaves from Megascans, use that with your stone material. The roof goes past the pillar a tiny bit. So let's just get that. Firstly, fix our wireframe because this is from the top. You see, pretty easy if it's made from scratch and design. It takes a bunch of time. Yeah, for sure. Plus, I'm not trying to be a material artist, but I'm trying to get at least a level where I can create like the materials on this concept to like a Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance or you know, modern medieval sort of looking thingy majig. To put up pillars. We've been using designer and then throwing textures into mixer for some height blending. Yeah, that's probably the way to go. Um, Using substance and so it used to be there used to be a thing. I don't know if it's still around. There used to be a thing called Substance Player where you could do stuff like that. It would be like a visual interface for like mixing materials and stuff. But the Quixel one sounds way better. Hey Matt, how you doing? Quixel Player, yeah, I remember that. Hey Boaz, how you doing? Stare at something. Exactly, Dennis. So when I was at Ballistic Moon, I did level lighting, cinematic lighting. Um, I didn't do material art, but I did material art polish. Lighting artists usually know more about the required albedo brightness versus environment artists, at least in my experience. And then in the current company, cinematic lighting is a completely different department that I purely do level lighting. Ballistic Moon was like 60, 70 people. This studio is hundreds and hundreds of people. So, you know, obviously wherever you work, right? We're just going to outsource the lighting artist. Get him out. Leah, Leah, get the taser. You are the bouncer of this stream. Get him out. He just says he's going to outsource the lighting artist. Hi, for hard surface artists, is it best to learn plasticity or using ZBrush, Blender, Maya? It depends on how far along your learning journey you are. So you should have a general idea about ZBrush, Blender, Maya. Well, 3D modeling to ZBrush at least. But to my knowledge, the fastest non-destructive and way that I know most weapon artists work is in Fusion 360 or plasticity. Most people prefer plasticity. It's more artist friendly in the UI. However, the general sort of whatever it's called CAD workflow will beat out poly modeling in a lot of cases. Not always, but in a lot of cases, because you're not poly modeling. You're using, you know, CAD modeling and booleans and milling. Recreating the milling process essentially in a DCC. So I would say both. You always want to be versatile. You're still gonna have to clean the mesh and sculpting pass. Yep. Wrong choice of words, John. Wrong choice. That's it. Get him out. How dare you? How dare you outsource my job? That's cool. I haven't worked on day night systems. The new Unreal has a system for it, but usually it's quite a technical thing. Um, so yeah, I haven't tried this in Blender. Let's see if I can do this. So if I hit S, B, then Y. Is that scaling equally? I got snaps on. SB middle, SB middle, Y. No, it's going from the left. Well, it's equal anyway. Probably one of these up here. Bounding box. I know, getting there with Blender in terms of comfort. Enough to the point where I know I can. Some of the lighting projects I have in mind for later in the year that require modeling be much more comfortable. Actually, looking at the reference, that's underneath. More comfortable. Okay, it's like a comes underneath, then it beds into. Fair enough. Get that. Catch up on the chat in a minute. Get this in. I need to hotkey these because I have to keep changing them. I always forget. Okay, so individual origins for flattening, that for scaling, that if it is based on the cursor, that if it's based. All right, let's catch up on chat. We can outsource to you. I'll hit you up in a year. He's trying to recover it. Look at him. My colleague started using Substance Modeler in a similar way to Fusion. Yeah, I've not used Substance Modeler. That seems pretty cool as well. We've got a programmer making our day and night system. Yeah, I figure the Unreal one is probably like very basic. Usually, time of day systems are like technical lighting art related, because it's such an important thing, or principle related. In my experience, I found it's pretty hard to do fast curved surfaces when do it with high poly modeling. Oh yeah, high poly modeling, a complex shape requires a lot of fundamental knowledge, whereas one thing that plasticity and the sort of Fusion 360 does, it eases the area. It makes the, what's the word I'm looking for, the entry level barrier to modeling complex stuff a little bit easier, because the number one issue you have when you start off modeling is smoothing groups, or you've got pinched faces, shading errors, all that sort of stuff. Whereas plasticity, it's harder to go wrong. There's also that Blender add-on. It's called like SDF Conjure. It's where you can put meshes into other meshes, and it like wraps underneath the mesh like a skin. These types of things is what is slowly making. Well, I say slowly. It already is. Subdivision modeling is. It has its uses for like certain things, like Victorian soft surface modeling. But for weapons, you won't be able to compete, in my opinion, with people using CAD software. It's just faster, more flexible. Don't know what kind of game you're working on, but with Elliot for lighting. Yeah, John, is it secretive? Is it NDA, or has there been something some juice? We wanted to hire a guy that does lighting and environment, but it was hard to find anyone who likes to do both. Slovenia. Slovenia. Oh. Studio's that? I remember a mobile game studio in Slovenia. Yeah, in this day and age, if you want experienced people, yeah, let's talk about the project when the trailer comes out. Make sure you put it on the Discord as well. It'll be cool to talk about. Um, the problem is right now you're gonna find it hard. Well, the studio is gonna find it hard to get people on site unless they live in the area, because you've seen the last 2 days. PlayStation, was it San Diego, PlayStation Malaysia, big layoffs. What's funny is I don't know if you guys saw this on the news, but on the game news, But today, of all days, randomly, my old studio, obviously I got laid off in December. It's only just hit all the news today. So that was random. So, but I guess somebody told the news outlets, but yeah, this happened ages ago. But yeah, it was interesting seeing this on the news because I've already been at the new studio for like 10 weeks. So this is like a distant memory to me almost. But yeah, it's a shame. It was fun, but it's a shame. But yeah, it was interesting seeing that pop up on the news randomly next to Croatia, Austria. Oh, cool, John. Based in the capital of Le Lejub Lejubjub. Lejub. Let's call it LJ. Wait, but Slovenian bear? The idea of a Slovenian bear sounds terrifying. Why? Oh, I don't want. I hate doing wooden beams. I don't know. They're just so spindly and I want chunky items in the window frames. I hate doing those bits. I was at Visceral when it closed. Rings a bell. What did Visceral do? Wooden beams all the way. Oh, Leah's project is it's crazy, crazy cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dead Space, Battlefield, Hardline, Dead Space, all the Dead Spaces. Why do I think that was in America? Unless you're from America, you could be. Ah, there we go. Visceral one. Oh my god, we got two people from like similar studios. Do you know each other? That's so cool. Oh yeah, if it's in the out of Europe, my knowledge of studios kind of goes potato. You guys are like a different, like in One Piece, how there's different islands. There's like the Grand Line. You guys are kind of out there on the Grand Line. I'm not familiar with that scene. TBH. Post on Discord, the last one we did. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, you worked on this. I love medieval games, bro. This looks awesome. It reminds. Is it what came first? More. How do you say it? Mordhahu, Mordo. Well, anyway, what came first, Mordho or Chivalry? Who copied who? This is the lore I need to know. Yeah, I love medieval games, sort of fancy games. They're really cool. That looks like a cool project to work on. I was at San Francisco, California one. Had to split the team for content, multiplayer medieval slasher. Chivalry one, Mordho, improved combat because you couldn't wait on Shift 2 and then Shift 2. Ah, cool. That's awesome. Shave days with the. Are any of the viscerals still going? I remember seeing some dev diaries of like one of the Dead Spaces like 2 years ago, but kept up on the lore. Catch up on the chat. Have you guys been to Move Summit? Not sure what it is. No. From other studio redid, remastered. Hello, just saw this on my feed. Will this remain to watch? I'm about to start learning sculpting. Hi, Luther. Yeah, all YouTube VODs are saved. Damn, Leah beat me to it. That's it. Leah's going to handle all the PR now for EMC 3D. I don't think you'll learn much from what I'm doing because I'm learning. You'll probably learn more from the videos, but that's up to you to decide. These are self-development streams of stuff I don't really know or haven't done in a long time versus stuff on the Patreon, which you can, sign up for and you get some benefits, by the way. And sign up at patreon.com EMC3D, where we make tutorials and meme. But yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Luther. Am I saying your name right? Luther. Also, the YouTube stream to chat seems faster now. Now I'm not multi-streaming anymore. Seems as though what I'm saying gets responded to quicker, whereas before it used to be like years. Send a message and then the stream the week after I'd get a reply for the For any of you Blender pros in the chat, I don't suppose there is a way, instead of moving the 3D cursor, to an area and then moving the origin to the 3D cursor. Is there a way I can just skip that step and just straight away move the origin to a selection? Cursor to selected. I don't see origin to selected. So what I usually have to do is I have to do cursor, and then I can do origin to cursor. I'm just curious if that's a skippable step. If you can just like cut that step out and use the actual selection for the origin and stuff like that. Just trying to make things faster, essentially. Actually feels pretty good proportion wise. We had like the beams in. Mine needs to be a bit taller actually, to be honest. Need to get the window frame in. Get it a bit taller. Yes, it's correct. All right, I'll have a look. Yeah, you have a good night too. On the end panel under tool, there is an option for that. Oh, I remember this one. We're never touching this one again. This one caused us so many problems last week. Turning this thing on. Effect origin. Okay, so if I turn that on, and then I select something. So do I have a hotkey that I can set that to, or because I got this really ugly looking? What is that? It's an ugly looking thing here. What I'll probably need to do is just make a basic script to move the 3D cursor and then move the origin in one button because this stuff looks. But yeah, effect locations really screwed us over last week. Little gotchas. Oh, gotcha. I need to clean my outliner up at some point. The point of contention. That's me away to finish off work. Hey, nice. Thanks for coming in to the stream, Chelsea. Good luck on your work. Dennis. Yeah, it's a. I'll give it a try on GPT too. I'm sure we can. There'll be a button for it. This bit in the concept looks weird. Overemphasized. Has anyone seen that Mickey 17 yet? Good. Keep missing verts because Blender, you have to X-ray, get back faces. Good, isn't it? Oh yeah, he really hated Twilight. I remember even at the time when he was like doing interviews for it, and I first saw him in Harry Potter. That was my first introduction to him. Cedric Diggory. I was gone for 5 minutes. How did we get to Twilight? What you have to understand about Leah, John, is Leah just derails and tangents anything. Discord channel, a stream chat, Miro board, absolute chaos. That's what Leah is. Step to it. Need to merge. Need to probably merge the mirror modifier because if I start extruding, get two faces, aren't I? Yeah. Center. Oh, you have auto merge on? Did auto merge? It's okay for now. It's in post. Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob, John? I could never choose. Jump from one to the other. Girlfriend was always Team Jacob. I look more like Edward, so that one hurt. The CG baby in Twilight was really weird. Had like this like adult face. It was just a baby. Ugh. The new AC Shadows video environment are weird. Jacob and the baby. Yeah, yeah. I've always been a fan of Assassin's Creed games. I haven't played as many recently. The last one I played was Barrage. I'm always a fan, even though Ubisoft is laying off a ton of people. We have a stubbier version. I'm waiting for the next Resident Evil. Currently watching the Village gameplay. The Castle. Is that a new one? I've not seen that one. Is a new video is up for that? I love Ubisoft environment, so I had to do world building, everything by itself. Yeah. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Assassin's Creed stuff, especially. Ugh. My favorite was probably like Black Flag. Probably one of the favorites. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that studio, thinking they're going to be working on something that's like similar to The Witcher. Oh, Origins is good. Origins has some good breakdowns for the temples. Oh, suppose we better start end beams. I suppose. Let me think. An easier way. Probably. Probably. I've been working in Montreal for 15 years. Never once was at Ubisoft. Still don't speak French. I work with plenty of people that have. Hey Tom. Yeah, no game studio is perfect. So it's mostly about the people, right? In your team, they make or break your experience a lot of the time. Is I know it's not in Montreal, but is BioWare Edmonton still around? That used to be like the big dream for people back in my era. Although Edmonton's meant to be extremely cold. AC Unity still hands up. BioWare Edmonton and Edmonton? Yeah, I know. Wonder if they're still going. Doing the Mass Effect stuff. I was a student. Is there duplicative page? Lots of BioWare stuff helping out here. Yo, Mr. Brooker, do you think speaking? No, that's interesting. But I know in European studios, the language is, for meetings and stuff is English. But I don't know if the same rules apply if it's over in Montreal. Good my English would need to be for a studio outside of Quebec. there any way to turn off the subdivisions of the grid? Or is it a plugin? Kind of hard for me to see the main lines. I know they're slightly thicker, but they're nice to look at. I can't set the divisions to 0. Locked at 1. Meetings are in English. Video wise report. Ah, fair enough. Oh. So this is 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. This is probably going to be 225 centimeters across. Do I want to end up on a 5? Yeah, that's fine. Those colors. Otherwise, would be to 2s. Colors are going to save us on this level. Colors will carry us Skyrim style. Time to separate you, buddy. Means you have an easier time not being completely scuffed underneath. Oh, that's why. What's Montreal weather like? What's like the typical food in Montreal? I've always wondered like if I ever worked in a different well, I live in a village in the UK in the north. It's like very basic food. I can imagine there's more everyone says like when they come to the UK, all the food's terrible. But obviously they must have like really good food in most places outside the UK. Poutine. What's poutine? What is it? Sweet, savory? Is this something I need to Google? See, to give my initial reaction to. Oh boy, it's great. Oh, you're hyping it up now. You're hyping it up. You'll want some for sure. What am I? It's just fries. Look at you guys calling it something posh. Poutine. It's just some fries. What are you guys on about? Some fries and some cheese. Lumberjack food. Is that what it is? This sounds way too posh for what it is. Looks good though. We call it loaded fries over here. Or dirty fries. Yeah, we call it dirty fries. Cheese curds topped with. Wait, what? Gravy and cheese? I disagree. Two things that should never be put together: cheese and gravy. I would have this for sure without the gravy, just with the cheese curds or whatever that. A soft white substance for milk. Oh, never mind. Lactose intolerant. Unless you can get like vegan versions of this. Routine. Very interesting. My wife can't understand the appeal of beans on toast. I was raised on that. Not beans on toast and white. Well, with fried breakfast, it's good. It's good on its own as well, but having a little something with it is always good as well. You know, there's things people like. We in the fish and chip shops here. People love gravy on chips. I couldn't think of a worse combo personally. Cheese and chips, I understand, yeah, for sure. Get the hustle, but yeah. Twenty-five, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. So close to it. Why not? Why not? They, they've also got meat pies. I ain't never touching gravy and chips. That's sin food. Sinner food. Yeah, I'm gonna need to have a plug-in to disable the subdivisions. It's so hard to see. Like I know it's like slightly thicker, but need to find like a way to color the main grid and not the subdivision. Be very helpful. You can do that in Maya. I know smoked meat sandwiches are big here too. Squart's restaurant. I think we have Squart's water. Hey Dissy, how we doing? Right, so that is now, from what I can tell, we are. Wait. No, hold on. Check. Good. Check if I can get that. Blender Market Grid add-on. Grid gen. Oh no, that's Blender Grid Units add-on. $10. Know about that, Chief. Market. How are you, Dissy? How's your Thursday? Hey, Meek, is it, I hope seeing you. I'm Mika. Mika Ella. I'm doing amazing. Every week you come live, it makes me feel motivated. That's cool. You can see me struggle through Blender. Goes to show if I can get into the industry struggling with like this with Blender, anyone can. We're just trying to figure out if Blender's grid can be any better at the moment because it's can't take subdivisions to zero, and I can't tell the difference half the time between the grid and the subdivisions. So I was just looking into that since I want to start putting stuff on the grid. Well, the blueprint foundation anyway. My god, there's literally an add-on for this, which is amazing, but it's also funny. You need to incorporate them in. Yeah, we can do that in Unreal. So I need an add-on for it, basically. I think. Hotking the grid is big. Like being able to go up and down. In Unreal, we got it set to brackets. Although this just looks like a resizer. It doesn't say. At least I can't see it says that it can color the grid or get rid of divisions. $5 is nothing, right? because this will be so helpful to control the grid with a hotkey. So we might get that afterwards. I'll do a bit more research on it. Oh, show. Yeah, there is a scale option, but need to hotkey it to values, right? Like in Unreal, we've got it set to the brackets. We want to be able to change the grid up and down instantly instead of going up into here. But also in here, you can't take the subdivisions off. It's stuck to one. So unless you can color the grid independently of its subdivisions, it's hard for me to see like the main grid and then the subdivisions because they're both gray. So those are the two things I next need to make Blender a bit smoother for me moving forward. Because we're going to do a grid pass. We're already doing a grid pass on some of this stuff, but it's difficult at the moment in the orthographic views. It's difficult for me to tell the difference. So we'll definitely get some grid add-ons. For sure. I don't have many people around me who do 3D much, so watching you makes me feel included in the. That's cool. Yeah, we have regular people come by every week. We have a mix of industry people, students, lots of different types of people. Usually a nice crowd of 6, 7 people, especially on the Discord as well. But yeah, pop by every week. We'll be working on this house for most of the year, learning texturing, learning Substance Designer for texturing, learning Blender. We've been learning Blender the last few weeks, and you can always ask any questions as well. You have to change the unit system to none in the scene setting. See, Tom is always coming in hot with the fire. I suppose there's a way you can hotkey it as well, Tom, or is that the add-on we were just looking at? Scene. You have to change the unit system to none in the scene setting. Unit system. Okay, and then I 'goat'. Oh, the goat. Now, if we get that add-on, we can basically go down to 25. Just check something. One meter grid for that. What is the relationship between scale and what I'm looking at? So one is 4 meters. Two? I think this is right. A scale of 2 gives us 1 meter spacing with a subdivision of 1. Very confusing, but will work. The only issue is if I get that script, it's probably going to fuck up with this. Unless it just halves the current value. -2, so that's 2 meters. Meter. Are you serious? Why is Blender's default cube 2 meters? Blender does a lot of things really nice. It's got some really weird things, I'll tell you for sure. That would explain the weird value. Thank you very much. See, you're already teaching me. Dissy. Already teaching me. So 111. So now that okay, that makes more sense. Perfect. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, DC. You'll have to teach me how to pronounce your name. So now when we get that add-on, we'll hit the bracket keys like in Unreal, and we'll basically be able to go from 025 to 012.5 to 025 to 05. Because these are 150 centimeters, right? So they don't snap on a one grid space, as you can see. So we need that hotkey to basically stop us doing this every time, right? Halving. So now we're on the grid when it's halved. We halve again, we're on the grid. But on a 1, we're not on the grid. So that's why we need the hotkey. And we're using 150 because the pillars are going to hide the intersection, meaning we don't have to worry about the seamless tiling, essentially. Well, that helps a lot. So now we can actually do this piece on the grid properly until we get that hotkey. By the way, I don't know if you guys knew this, but you probably did. But you can do this in Unreal as well. Any setting that you have, if you just type /2 at the end of it, it will halve it. And you can do that with like any math formula. Really good in Unreal to drop down in lighting stops and all that sort of stuff. That's much better. Okay. Let's apply this mirror modifier. I really like the Blender measure, but I don't like that it can't add up edges. So what I mean by that is, when you go into edit mode, right, and you turn on edge length, and you hit one edge, it's like cool. Then you hit the other edge. It'd be nice to see like a combined value, because I'm terrible at math, right? So maybe that will be. How's Blender learning difficulty so far? Planning to learn it for Grease Pencil. I've been using Maya. Yeah, I use Maya for 10 years. I feel 80% comfortable in it. And we've been doing this for what week is this? This is week. We do about 2 hours a week. And we've been doing this for, have a look. I need to put the week number. We're on week 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we've probably spent three full days working on this. I kept most of the hotkeys. I changed one or two. So I changed, I use a lot of the quick menu. I changed focus to F. I hotkeyed a lot of stuff. Here, it was really bad. Here, I was like, I would probably say up until week here, right? I was probably getting a bit more comfortable. And as of today, I feel not like the things we solve on stream with people helping out with hotkeys and stuff. I feel like 80% comfortable for just basic environment modeling for the most part. So 2550. Two. So it doesn't. I don't think it'll take long. If you come from Maya, I think you'll have a better learning curve. If you come from Max, it might be harder because Max is very modifier heavy. Blender has modifiers, but Max was like you had modifiers for everything. You just need to augment it with a few add-ons like UV Pack Master. Anything that you do, you're used to doing, like the grid stuff we looked at, UV squares, shaders plus. These are all great, great ones, you know. Don't mind me. I'm just like figuring out what I want to achieve with this. Hopefully that add-on we buy can also turn the subdivision on and off. Because most of the time, yes, I want it off in 90% of cases. But in this case, I want it on just so that we get this in the middle. Catch up on the chat. How you're doing? I have a small question. How long do you work on grey boxing? All my projects look ugly from the start. I say some artists have masterpiece. The more you do in the block out, the better your production will be. So, you know how long we've been spending on this, right? We're almost done. Like we probably have a few more, like another 10 hours, but we've spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 8, 16, 24. Probably like a week of 8-hour days to get a really refined block out. You know, day 1 for very rough, day 2 for idea generation, day 3 for refining. Because this has gone a bit past block out. It's like a hybrid because we got all the window panels in, but at least a week. Another cool trick, if you type the values with slash, if you set a light strength to negative value manually, you can subtract light using a light. That's cool. I'm currently learning environment art. There's a professional headline art station. What should I mention? Yeah, environment artist. Hi, EMCD. Your videos about why environment art are God. Thank you very much, A Crypto. Hope you're doing well. Almost time for Patreon. Next 4 minutes. So this shell is now on the grid, which means we can decide to either have that whole floor as one chunk and put the roof on like a hat, or to break up the windows. It depends. I'm not sure yet. The bigger the modular chunks, usually I prefer. But at the very least, we're on the grid for that. To split that window up, we can kind of go. Need you? I don't think. So we're 250 centimeters across there. So I might treat it as one whole block. We'll see, because distance fields will dictate how much we have to split it up anyway. That won't be on the grid, but that's fine. This we can get on the grid. Message retracted. What does that mean? I've never seen that before. Message retracted. Blender off. Anyone in the chat here did CGMA course? No, they're pretty good. You have to be very self-disciplined though. Do them. If you're learning environment art, just put environment artist. What you need to put. $2.25. 350, 200, 25, 50, 75, 100, 120. Yep. For some reason, yeah, your messages got retracted. Weird. Cheers, Renzo. And thanks for your help as well, buddy. Hope you're doing well. King Renzo. Tom just helped us out with the grid subdivisions, and we're going to buy this grid sizer, which just lets us do it like in Unreal. Use the button to scale the grid up between 25 to 1 meter spacing. We're starting to put some stuff on the grid now. Like we put that on the grid, we put that on the grid. Basically starting to clean up the pieces. The roof's probably not going to be on the grid because they're tapered. So, but at least the architectural stuff below is nice and clean. What did you work on before Blender? I used Maya for like 10, 12 years, but when I taught at university for 6 years, it was primarily Max. I didn't fully understand Max. I understood it enough to do basic stuff. I'm more comfortable in Blender than I was in Max. I'm a lighting artist now. I've been a lighting artist the last 2 years, so I haven't modeled really anything in a few years. So I don't really know substance design or texturing either. So this project is basically to address all those skills and bring them up to like not a material art level, but like a materials at AAA quality, like look good. There's a big difference between a material artist and an environment artist that can do good materials. It's like they're different job roles, right? Different specialisms. So my goal is just to get the material art good enough to make a good texture, right? So and we'll be good. I just saw a friggin' heart pop up on the chat. What the hell? It was like popped up as a reaction. What was that? This is so random. Learning more about YouTube chat every week. Oh my god, people are spamming it. Ah, all the hearts. I don't know if you can see what that's doing, but it's basically just like stuff. I will say though, I don't know if YouTube have updated their streaming, but the delay from when I talk to when you guys hear it is a lot less than what it used to be. So that's cool. Yeah, there's already some of it in Unreal. Let's see. So the way block it out roughly. What I'm doing now is I'm doing a grid pass, and then we start to extract the kits out to the left of Blender or to the right, and we put these into Unreal, and we remake the house with the modular bits. Then we start unwrapping for TD and doing any sort of silhouette stuff as we go along, because obviously a lot of these roofs we want to make them straight, unwrap them and texture them, and then bend them with modifiers so that the silhouette is non-destructive. That's why a lot of stuff has been left straight for the most part. But yeah, I think we'll be on that in we're in March at the moment. When we get to April, I think we'll have a fully done block out / hybrid block out, because this is a little bit of a step further as we're going along. And then we'll be using unwrapping and substance designer to make some trim sheets. I think this whole environment could probably go on 2 tileable textures and 1 trim sheet, pretty much. Yeah. I think we'll only need about 4 textures total for this scene. Foliage we'll do with mega scans. Ain't nobody got time for that. And then we'll make some of the props at the end. Lighting artist trying to environment art. I used to be an environment artist. I was an environment artist for like 3 years. I taught environment art. It's just I don't do it as a job at the moment. Yeah, Megascans is great. You want to integrate it into your Substance Designer, your set dressing, and blend it all together. Yeah. So we'll get the more of it on the grid next week, and then we'll drop our stuff into Unreal, and then start making some more facades for these other areas. Put it on the Discord. Then we'll do some Patreon feedback. Patreon feedback. Feedback. Let's put this in my project channel. Save as blockout 011. Focal length back to normal for next week. And Patreon feedback. So, who reacted to the Patreon? Just Leah this week. That's all right. Like, people have been posting throughout the week and getting feedback as well, so kind of works out pretty nicely. So let's go to your project folder, Leah. I'll put it up on the monitor in a minute. So we'll load up your Miro. And you got another video for us. The last few weeks, Leah's been working on the docs for her big sort of fantasy environment, working on one section of it, learning material art and wood sculpting. So we'll see some before afters in a minute. But this doc has been just getting better every week, right? So you've made an asset zoo, you're starting to get some crates and stuff in. Yeah, this is reading nice. Like, especially the way the horizon light is hitting it. I think once you get the bolts in on the other sides and you line up this wall properly so it doesn't end, and you start doing set dressing on there, it's going to be good. Yeah, that reads nice. I'm actually running around. I forgot you have other parts of the environment. You'll probably want to look into some shader stuff that adds some color variation because it's very brown. But that can come as an additional pass. New theme song? What's that, Renzo? Can I get feedback on my outstation post? If we have time, I don't like, because it's just we generally focus this time to folks that are on Patreon. It's one of the benefits they get for supporting for the £5 a month. If there's time, because it's only Leah, we can have a quick look. But if not, no guarantees. I was singing. Oh man, been a long day again. There it is. We're very cat heavy in this community. So Yeah, to give you an example, Leah's just basically been working. Oh shit! I didn't see it. Every week I get a new cat. There it is. Hey, Leah, is this your cat? This is your cat, right? This looks like your cat from the Patreon board. Leah, is this your cat? This has to be your cat. I say, folks, if you you know, you support £5 a month, you get quite a few benefits, and you get a cat on the board. This cat has got such grumpy energy. What did you do, Leah? So Leah's just been purely working on wood sculpting for the docks for the last 3 weeks, because one thing you have to realize when you do a project, no matter the size, you're going to remake the same thing 5 or 6 times if you're doing it for the first time, which is what I'm going to be doing with my project. So if I can find it, we can find all of Leah's variations that she's been doing the last few weeks. So like here, for example, this was the planks Leah was doing a few weeks ago, right? And this is how they looked in game, and we were giving it feedback, doing some iteration on it. But if you look at where it was a few weeks ago with this, also version 2. So if we take like these and we so I'm just gonna ruin your board a second, Leah. I'll fix it, don't worry. Yeah, so if you look at like the progression in just the general readability and the style starting to come out, it goes from like very saturated cartoony to like this sort of more hyper stylized. Like when you look at this, like it's too contrasty. Your eyes are kind of going between each plank. This one gets a bit better, but it looks soft. It's not got much material definition. Then the latest versions, that stylization is starting to come out. Like the planks are looking much harder. They don't look as blobby. And there's even more that can be added to this with blends and decals. So yeah, just seeing that sort of difference is kind of insane. Like this is a big glow up. Yeah. Like this is reading pretty well. Hey Jordan, how you doing, buddy? How are things? So yeah, really nice planks. Like this is cool. But yeah, this is. I say you get it right here. You can get it right in the other places. Um, so let's have a look at what you've got. Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just been doing some Blender, doing some Patreon feedback now. Yeah, your sculpts have really come along. Um, these flatter versions, because you got to remember, the more noise you put in the sculpt, the worse it will bake, right? So the fact that you're flattening out those areas is really good. Yeah, flattening that out is good. Getting lots of reference. Remeshing. It's a shame you don't have Decimation Master. That would usually be the go-to. This is fine for now, I guess. We would usually get used to seeing it triangulated. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is fine. Textual density. So we have a textual density breakdown on the Patreon of how to do it physically, and using tricks like this. It's kind of like a look behind the curtain. So yeah, Leah, like that's interesting. You've gotten away with some merging all your UVs into one. I guess that makes sense because you split them. Be careful about the spacing. I think you need like 16 pixels spacing, if I remember correctly. So just set that in Blender. Some of them look a bit close together. It's not a huge issue, but something you might want to do. So yeah, what's cool is, Leah, up here you've got room for either some unique stuff like bolts, or you can make a flat wood texture for various parts. You can make a sort of riveted version. You've got like some room up here to make some in textile density trim sheets, whilst your unique planks go down here. So it's up to you what you want to put here, right? So it will depend on what's in the docks area, essentially. But yeah, that space is going to work out pretty well for that. This looks cool. Yeah, this is really starting to get that hard look to it, whereas before you had the blobby look. We'll need to look at your albedo brightness. If you could take a screenshot of the base color view mode, that would be good. Yeah, like these sort of things here, slowly working on this sort of stuff will be key as well. Which you already are, which is cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think the answer next is in the shader. So a few things you need, maybe like a little bulk kit to add into these assets to break them up. Maybe one plank is slightly on the piss, so you can see more sort of inside. There needs to be some subtle variation on each plank, but you don't want to do it to the 6 planks you've got. What you want to try and do is see if you can do either RGB mask or something with the shader to pop some of these planks in and out. But yeah, second pass with some bolts, maybe some metal trim in areas will be good. I know you got some bolts on there as well. Oh, you made the asset zoo. Yeah, now look at the difference, right? Your asset zoo is gonna like put your stuff under the biggest scrutiny. So if it looks good in the asset zoo at daytime, it'll look good in any lighting environment. The bolts look like the same color as the planks. Maybe we could make these black, dark bolts, dark steel to contrast. Like this one contrasts much more. Or maybe it's the lighting, but this kind of blends into the asset a little bit. See, especially here, when you look at it, it's very, very hard to see the contrast. Offset some of them as well. They're all on the same line. So just like bring one here, and maybe not as wonky, but try and add some organic breakup in there. RGB mask will be good for this stuff because you'll be able to basically add some world space texture with the gradient. Yeah, I think the bolts we can go dark, I think. Yeah, I like this read. Like I like the roughness. There's like this light sort of going across this surface. So imagining that you're going to have more bolts, you're going to have an RGB mask, decals, more set dressing. This is a very solid base. So this is really cool. I like the way this looks. Yeah, the Discord has been killing it. The Goose, Mark, Matty, John, everyone's been killing it this week on the feedback. Renzo, all our regulars on the Discord. There's more projects on there as well, but it depends what people want to show on the stream, which this week is just Leah. One of my mentees for this month, Orion. lighting artist, giving great feedback as well. So he's current. I'm going to show some of the projects. We won't give them feedback because they haven't requested it this week. So they probably want it just on the Discord. But he's working on a relight. He's been busting out relights. He's doing a CGMA course as well. So he's been busting out some pretty cool relights. We got Matt, who is doing a big Victorian sort of fireplace scene. Lots of procedural sort of stuff as well. We've been getting a lot of feedback on the stream, so this is coming out really cool as well. So I'm trying to go through the art blast to see what people have done, but Leah's just been derailing the whole channel with cats. Unbelievable. But yeah, we've got some cool projects going on. And it's going well. It's going well. See, you get some cool cats. We need to give Rob joined today. We need to give him a cat. Unless he doesn't have his own cat, we might give him the Chungus. We have a guy. We have this cat sitting on the bench, so maybe we'll give him the Chungus since he has become available since that stuff changed. But cool. Really good stuff, Leah. I think now let's work on those bolts. Let's work on getting some trim elements on there. Let's move on to a different area. I think you've done a good enough first pass on here. Let's, do this bit. Make sure this edge lines up properly. It kind of just clips weirdly. So let's work on this area. Maybe some roof stuff. Yeah, really good stuff. I need to check the chat. Let's have a look. One thing they always told me is to make bolts slightly bigger. Yep. Let's see how these feel in the video. Because you're up close here, so they're alright, but we might need to make them chunkier. But yeah, I think they need to be darker as well to contrast the wood. 3D for a year. Where's the Discord? Discord is it's an exclusive Discord, so it's like you have access on joining the Patreon, but it's not a public one. There are some good public ones though, like Dynasty. If you want to join a public one. Yeah. That's the whole identity of the of the Patreon. Everyone gets a cat if they join as a member. Yeah, good stuff, Leah. Good stuff. Is there anyone that has forgot to react to the announcement on Discord that wants feedback? Remember, it is something you have offered as one of the free benefits of being the Patreon, so let me know. In the meantime, there was somebody looking, was it crypto? I can have a quick look, as there's no other patrons, but it's 10 o'clock, right? So I'll have a very quick look and I'll go from there. But we'll give Rob the Chungus. We'll give Rob the Chungus for now. The Chungus became available last week. Some of these cats people own, some of them just a sign. Crypto, was it crypto or was it Dissy? Who wanted a quick look at something? Crypto, do you have a link? Or maybe a link without the www? Because YouTube does not like links. If you're still here, Crypto. I'll have to find a way to let YouTube enable. I need to find out how to ban people as well. We didn't have a troll this week, but I swear every time we stream, some random person comes in, says like, "You look like X," and then just leaves. Like, bro. Search for Roller World. Is this you? Are you Ivan Kotora? Oh, I'm banning you, John, for outsourcing my job. Search Foz PM. I need to find a way to enable links. Is this you, Crypto? Or is it something else? Oh, I'm getting hungry. Remember, folks, the main Miro board is here. This has all the main lighting resources on. The YouTube channel has obviously the environment art videos. Do save that. Oh, cool. Modular building. I think it looks pretty cool. There's a lot. I like the thumbnails. Really nice, consistent. Is this part of a series you're doing? Onto City. There's like a ton of things we could get into, like about how it's presented and all that sort of stuff. But overall, it looks pretty cool. There's like things with like obviously the tree not having breakdowns, the lampposts clipping into like some of the walls. There's like some architectural stuff and that needs kind of looking at. But for the most part, the way you're structuring the work feels pretty cool. You need to look at the camera angles. Well, you need to have a look at camera angles for this stuff. This shot's cool, but this shot feels a bit weird. Probably want to look up at it with a higher focal length. But yeah, I like the overall feel of what you're doing with it, roller stuff. Sadly, we have run out of time, so 10 o'clock is when we end stuff. Like I said, if you guys have, oh, cool LODs, that's cool. It'd be good to see the wireframe up close or a GIF of these LODs coming in and out using the Unreal visualization mode. But yeah, sadly, it is primarily dedicated for the Patreons. So, like I said, folks, have a gander at this if you're interested in joining the community, getting some feedback, or even doing mentorship stuff. Have a look. But if not, pop by next week. We can see if we can fit someone in after the Patreon feedback. But yeah, really cool stuff, guys. Thanks for popping by and chatting. The same people pop by usually every week, so it's a nice little community. And for the most part, yeah, I think I'm going to go get some food. I'll be on the Discord for a little bit, throw some messages out. And thanks for everyone for popping by. Thanks for the new faces popping by. It's been cool to kind of meet you guys as well. Please do come back next week as well. That'd be good. Yeah, for now, folks, I will see you on the Discord or next week. Peace.